Viewers, no one forced them to line the side of the road several rows deep. No one asked them to collect on their rooftops to shower flower petals, and no one forced them to declare Narendra Modi their choice for Prime Minister. For 24 hours, Varanasi, the repository of Bharat's civilizational heritage, turned into a carnival ground as rapturous crowds cheered candidate Modi, who held a roadshow, a puja and meetings as he arrived to file his nomination. Those pictures from last evening, but today's viewers, this morning, more symbolic, more an expression of both the Prime Minister's philosophy and his politics. We'll show you those pictures from this morning, and you can see glimpses of them on the bottom of your screens as they go past you. The gathered crush of humanity was not just native to Varanasi, but were drawn from different parts of the country, representing every stratum of society. A veritable confirmation that the Prime Minister's popularity remains intact. So much so that his brand won endorsement from all NDA allies, all 40, who also landed in Varanasi today to bless the Prime Minister as he seeks a third term from this sacred repository of Bharatiyata. The Sabka Saath for the Prime Minister stands in sharp contrast to the elaborate efforts undertaken by his opponents and their ecosystem to paint Modi as a divisive and polarizing figure. Never one to take his critics head on, the Prime Minister, however, took time out to talk to Network 18 to debunk what he called was a campaign of calumny to malign him in the eyes of India's minorities. Listen in, viewers.
जहाँ तक मोदी का सवाल है, तो मैं स्कूल में एक तो मेरा जो घर है ना, मेरे अगल बगल में सारे मुस्लिम परिवार हैं। तो हमारे घर में ईद भी मनती थी, हमारे घर में और भी त्यौहार होते थे। मेरे घर में ईद के दिन खुद का खाना नहीं पकता था, सारे मुस्लिम परिवारों से मेरे यहाँ खाना आ जाता था। 2002 के बाद मेरी छवि बहुत खराब हो गई, खराब कर दी गई गोधरा के बाद। तो मैंने सोचा भाई जरा रियलिटी जाननी चाहिए। मेरा पहले से मंत्र रहा है सबका साथ सबका विकास। मैं वोट बैंक के लिए काम नहीं करता हूँ, और जो गलत है वो सब मैं गलत कह के रहूंगा।
स्टेज पर आपने मुसलमानों का जब जिक्र किया तो घुसपैठिया, ज्यादा बच्चा पैदा करने वाला, इसकी क्या जरूरत आन पड़ी थी? मैं
हैरान हूँ जी, ये किसने आपको कहा कि जब ज्यादा बच्चों की बात होती है तो सिर्फ मुसलमान का नाम जोड़ देते हैं? क्यों मुसलमान के साथ अन्याय करते हैं आप? हमारे यहाँ गरीब परिवारों में भी ये हाल है जी, उनके बच्चों को पढ़ा नहीं पा रहे हैं। किसी भी समाज के हो, गरीबी जहाँ है वहाँ बच्चे भी ज्यादा है।
The Congress, of course, wasn't about to let go of their carefully crafted narrative. The party came out with all guns blazing and directed at the Prime Minister, led by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Listen in, viewers.
कह देंगे कि आपके खातों में 15 लाख रुपए डाल रहे हैं, चुनाव के बाद नहीं होता, कहते कि वो तो चुनाव के लिए जुमला था। वो कहाँ बोला था हमने? क्योंकि उनको ये एहसास हो गया है कि उनको आपसे वोट लेने के लिए काम करने की जरूरत नहीं। चुनाव के समय आएंगे, आपको बता देंगे धर्म संकट में है, आपके घरों में आते हैं, दुर्दुरिया करा देते हैं, कहते हैं कि वचन लो भगवान के नाम कि भाजपा को वोट दोगे।
बिल्कुल साफ हो गया है लोकसभा के चुनाव में, वो तो आउटगोइंग प्राइम मिनिस्टर है। अभी 4 तारीख को उनको अलविदा कहेंगे। ऐसा देखा जाए 2 चरणों के बाद ही साफ हो गया था कि दक्षिण भारत में बीजेपी साफ, और उत्तर भारत में और पूर्वी भारत में और पश्चिम भारत में बीजेपी हाफ। 2019 में राजस्थान, महाराष्ट्र, गुजरात, मध्य प्रदेश, छत्तीसगढ़, झारखंड जैसे राज्यों में बीजेपी का प्रदर्शन था, वो बिल्कुल दोहरा नहीं पाएंगे। असली मुद्दे हैं। प्रधानमंत्री तो बहुत नकारात्मक प्रचार अपना रहे हैं, वो ध्रुवीकरण की भाषा अपना रहे हैं, हिंदू मुस्लिम, मंगलसूत्र, क्या क्या बातें कर रहे हैं, असली बातों से तो भाग रहे हैं।
But do the Congress party's jibe stand up to scrutiny if the Prime Minister puts spectacle or Jumla above the Janta's interests, above the public interest, if he betrays public trust, if he works to undermine minority welfare? Then it stands to reason that the BJP would have been cast aside. But the hard facts, and I always bring you the hard facts, viewers, so that you get closer to the truth, so that you are empowered with the facts so you can craft your arguments and make the right choices. These hard facts, viewers, seem to suggest otherwise. The BJP is winning elections with bigger margins. It is expanding its social base under Modi. In fact, just 4 months ago, the BJP won the whole round of elections. It is drawing in more and more Indians into its embrace, even the most vulnerable and the most historically underrepresented. Let's go through some of these hard facts, viewers. Look at the Modi factor, which is pronounceably getting bigger and bigger after election, especially general election. 2014, 282 seats, 17 crore votes, and 31.34% vote share. That goes up, viewers, to 303 seats 5 years later, 22.91 crore votes. More people are voting for the BJP, almost 7 crore more. And that translated into a greater vote share, 37.7% vote share. Now, viewers, think about it. Why are these extra people flocking to vote for the BJP? It's winning more seats by drawing more voters into its folds. In 2014, it won 136 seats with 50% plus votes. In 2019, that number went up by more than 80 to 224 seats with 50% votes. It is breaking new ground and attracting new voters in new states. Look at this, viewers. West Bengal. Its vote share goes from 17.2% to 40.2%. I'm talking about state and assembly elections. Tripura, 5.8%, 48.9%. Odisha, 21 to 31. Telangana, 11 to 19. All these numbers, viewers, are, of course, your 2019 to 2014. But in between all of that, viewers, as I was saying, there are many state elections also where the party has done as well. Even where it is entrenched, it is growing rapidly. Uttar Pradesh, 42 now to 49% of the vote. Bihar, 29.8 to 23.6. The decrease here is because it contested fewer seats. Had it contested the same, it would have been a higher number. Maharashtra, 27.3 to 27.5%. Here also, viewers, it has grown in the seats it contested. Karnataka, 43.4% to 51.8%. Jharkhand, 43.4 to 51.8. Jharkhand is a tribal state. Karnataka is a microcosm of our country. Its voter base is today the most differentiated, the very embodiment of Sabka Saath. Let's have a look, viewers, at another graphic. The expanding social base. SC reserve seats, its vote share has gone up by 5.9%. In scheduled tribe reserve seats, it's gone up by 6.7%. In general seats, by 5.4%. In Dalit dominated seats, 10%. Women dominated seats, 7%. And viewers, because we are talking about vote share, and that is relative, it means that other parties, namely the Congress, are shrinking. Viewers, we have many minorities in this country. STs, SCs, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians. How can anyone say that people are disaffected? If the party is growing, it's growing and it's growing beyond, it's growing during state elections over the last 5 years. These are all referendums, viewers, on performance. Let's open this up. Let's ask some questions. Let me bring in Dr. Sumansi Raman. Dr. Raman, look, the facts are not adding up. I'm sorry to say the facts are not adding up. Somewhere along the line, we have to begin to accept the facts. The BJP is not going anywhere. It is growing, it is taking in more, it is more diverse than it has ever been, it has taken different stratums of society along. I've shown you the data.
Yes, Rahul. So, Rahul, why not we wait for 20 days? Literally, it is only
That can't
20
be a
days
response.
more. We will know.
That can't be a response.
You have given all the virtues of a particular political party. You have given statistics to show how they have grown, which is great. Now let's just wait for 20 days, and the response the people of India have got to sort of revalidate.
So has Dr.
that,
Raman
right?
thrown in the towel tonight in the face
I
of
have
the
not
facts?
thrown any towel in.
Well then,
I think the ground is very clear. The voices from
No,
the
so
ground are
then-
quite different from the
then-
voices in the TV studios.
no, that was there
So
in
it's okay.
2019 also. The stock markets were fluctuating wildly. People were saying 120, 140. I remember Tehseen Poonawalla himself telling me in a different studio, in a different channel, that no, this time it's not going to be more than 180. I remember other Congress leaders. You know the narrative. You might have been one of them.
Rahul, my prediction for 2019 is out there in the public domain. I said 250 to 260. They got 40 seats more. Okay, so
Why?
it is there in public
Why did
domain.
they get those seats more?
Why did they get their seats more? Pulwama happened. It caused a sudden burst or rise in the nationalistic fervor that was there. And that added a couple of percent or 3%. Plus, it was only 5 years of anti-incumbency, not 10 years of anti-incumbency. So I think that we have to be realistic, Rahul, that if they achieve 303, it would be an absolute miracle.
How
Now,
was the
point is-
campaign? How was the campaign in November different from the campaign today? November, in the lead up to the 5 state elections, what were the 2 different issues that were raised by the opposition? Give me.
No,
give me
the state-
2
state-
major,
no,
the
let
state,
me-
the caste census, the fact that Modi is not representing people enough, not delivering enough, that he betrayed them, left them
One
to
second.
dry, high and dry after COVID,
One second,
that
one
people
second.
were starving, more in unemployment, more, sorry to say, inflation. Everything was
No,
thrown
first
at
of
the
all-
government.
Yeah, first of all, you have to understand that those elections, most of those states, except for Telangana, were part of the Hindi belt, the Hindi heartland where the BJP is the strongest. Rajasthan, 5 years of anti-incumbency, and still the Congress still managed a fairly decent performance, even though they lost power. The only real surprise or huge surprise was in Madhya Pradesh. And Madhya Pradesh is the heartbeat of Hindutva. So I don't see those elections as reflective of a full national
when
picture.
Kamal Nath got more seats, then it suddenly stopped beating for Hindutva,
No.
the hearts there. I mean, let's be a little
Look,
consistent in
everybody
our analysis.
made a mistake.
Let's be a
Everybody
little, made a mistake.
does.
I see.
Of course.
Okay.
So many
So
of
they-
us felt
so
the
they're
Congress
repeat
would do much
mistakes.
better in Madhya Pradesh.
In 2022, another mistake was made by
But
the
making
voters
a
of Uttar
mistake in
Pradesh,
Madhya
compounding
Pradesh
their
and making a
2017 mistake.
in Telangana are not the same. They're not the same at all. Making a mistake in a state where the party has a very strong, probably even stronger than in Uttar Pradesh, is really not the same as making a mistake across the country. It is not the same as Maharashtra.
Even
It's
in
not the same as
Telangana,
Karnataka.
viewers, even in Telangana, the BJP grew in vote share.
BJP grew in vote share.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so it's growing,
They are
it's
going
adding
to grow in
people, it's
vote
adding
share.
new voters.
Well, at the expense of some of the regional parties. It is. I agree.
Now
BRS
regional
vote
party.
is,
Okay. Well, viewers, look,
some of the BRS
the
vote will
point
go to
is
the-
that the BRS came to power in
BJP
Telangana because the people thought it owed it a debt of gratitude. That was the emotional connect. If the BJP is even eating into that emotional connect, it is doing so on the back of something, viewers. We have to accept. Today we've heard Dr. Raman saying we are going to now wait 20 days. Please, rest my case. I am throwing in the towel. I have no more answers to give you. Sorry. So basically, viewers,
Not at all.
let Rahul Gandhi
Not
and,
at
and
all.
Priyanka Gandhi
Not
and
at
Sonia
all.
Gandhi talk for the next 20 days. Talk
Enjoy
anything
them.
and everything for the next 20 days and let's none of us
Enjoy
challenge them because you see on the June 4th, we will have the answer by
Enjoy
12:30.
yourself.
Fair enough. Okay. Let me bring in
Say whatever
Tehseen
you
Poonawalla
like.
on this point. Tehseen Poonawalla, explain to me, sir, why should I take Priyanka Gandhi Vadra seriously? Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, who has not stepped out of her home beyond the confines of eastern Uttar Pradesh, suddenly has become this leading light of the Congress campaign, has no political experience, none whatsoever, no formal position in the party except what she got last in the 3 years prior to this year, viewers. And yet she is a fount of all knowledge. She has the deepest connect with the people. And of course, she's been part of a party that has been shrinking under her feet. So, Tehseen Poonawalla, I want to understand, what has changed in the course of 100 days since the Hindi belt election, where the same issues were raised, almost to the same point, arguments were made against Mr. Modi. What has changed?
Thank you, Rahul. Good evening. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Namaskar and good evening to all my fellow panelists and to our viewers. Don't take Priyanka Gandhi Vadra seriously. Anyways, the opposition is not taken seriously by the media of this country, so don't take it. It's all right. But at least, take the Prime Minister, the very honourable Prime Minister, very, very seriously. And how should we take the honourable Prime Minister seriously? This man, the Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, got 2 terms with an absolute majority as Prime Minister of the greatest country in the world. 2 terms, absolute majority. And he uses authoritarian streak to shut down people's notes, to send people in a lockdown within 4 hours. And today, he completely does a U-turn, and congratulations to your channel, it's a fantastic interview, you grilled him. He does a complete U-turn on statements he made. Are you, Rahul, or I, or do we think the people of India or your viewers are fools that they don't know that the Prime Minister was dog whistling and cat whistling when he meant Ghuspetiyas were Muslims? Do we think that he didn't know that the Bacha Paida Karne Wale jibe was at Muslims? He's made that as Chief Minister of Gujarat. He's made that in the camps of where the Gujarat riots took place. And he didn't need to do it because as per him, he was doing up ki baar 400 par. So why did he need to make those jibes? So then the logical question is, why the U-turn? I'll come to that. The fact of the matter is, I'll come to the U-turn. The fact of the matter is, Rahul, the Prime Minister after the first phase, Suman is right. You to ask Suman, is he throwing in a towel? No, the BJP threw in a towel in Tamil Nadu. They're getting 0 there. They realized they're in trouble and therefore they had to polarize this election. Now that he managed to polarize the election, he's turning this around and said, I wasn't polarizing the election. And nobody has the guts to ask him, no sir, you were. What was the jibe of the Muslim League on the Congress Manifesto? I was part of it. Where is the Muslim League part in it? Explain to me. Where is the word Muslim in it? But no one's asking the Prime Minister questions. Not because we are not a democracy and we can't ask him. Because nobody just wants to ask him. Because why should we take the opposition seriously? Tehseen will come, he will rant, Suman will throw in the towel, Priyanka Gandhi shouldn't be taken seriously, Rahul Gandhi should be taken seriously. Only one man should be taken seriously, that is the Prime Minister. So let's take him seriously.
Any hard fact?
No, please allow me. Please allow me. Please allow me.
Follow-up question.
This is the problem. Every time we talk, there are no hard facts. Everybody else has hard facts. That's the problem. Allow me to finish.
Give me the hard facts.
Why isn't the Prime Minister asked? Why isn't the Prime Minister? No. Allow me. This is very relevant to you and your channel. No, please allow me. It's very relevant to you and your channel. It's about your channel. Why isn't the Prime Minister asked this question that you did demonetization and you said the cash economy and black economy will be killed, and yet the Prime Minister on a public platform accused your channel owner and another industrialist for whom I have respect. I think the Congress is wrong in attacking them, that they were giving black money to the opposition. Now I'm asking you, Rahul, and I'm asking your channel, were your channel owners giving black money to the opposition?
Tehseen Poonawalla, I think
that's the question.
Let me finish.
That's the question to be asked.
Let me finish. I think he was being rhetorical, not literal. Please understand what he was saying.
So वहाँ पर hard facts नहीं है. Hard facts हमारे ही होते. His rhetorical is नहीं उनका rhetorical is clapworthy. Our rhetorical is throwing in the towel.
Okay, viewers, look, you are judging it for yourselves. This gentleman says the Prime Minister is panicking because he's getting a big fat 0 in Tamil Nadu. What did the BJP have in Tamil Nadu before this? A 0. So how is he panicking? In fact, if he gets 1 seat, it's growth. As things stand, they have nothing to lose in Tamil Nadu. It is common sense, viewers. So, going by this logic, if they retain the Hindi heartland that Dr. Raman says votes blindly, en masse, for the BJP, they'll be back in power. Now you can hold the
And he
Prime
must
Minister
sit
to
it.
400 plus, 450 plus, 543 plus, whatever. But the basic number that the BJP needs is 272, that the NDA needs is 272 viewers. Tehseen Poonawalla runs a business, or was running a business, I'm not sure now. I'm sure for his sales targets, he sets big ambitious targets for his team. It doesn't mean that when they don't come and they fall short by 20%, he's not ending up making a profit. He is, viewers. This is all an exercise in
May I reply to that?
pushing Kader out to get the vote. Anyhow, let me bring in Tuhin Sinha now. 1 second. You've
you're
spoken,
saying it's not
Raja
happening.
Gopalanji is there also. Tuhin Sinha, why should we believe the Prime Minister when, according to Tehseen, he is going back on what he has said quite publicly? He meant Ghuspetis, he linked them to Muslims. Of course, we all forget that when the CA was brought in, the first thing that Dr. Raman and others argued for was to bring in the Ghuspetias from other parts who were Hindus also into this country, or the Sikhs, or the Jains, or the Christians. Ghuspetia suddenly has now become, viewers, an other word, a byword for Muslims. I don't know how, I don't know why. Who's made it? God alone knows. Anyhow, Tuhin Sinha. Yes.
Well, good evening, Rahul. Good evening, everybody. Well, if you look at if you hear the speeches of Prime Minister, they bring out his confidence, clarity of thoughts and conviction vis-a-vis the complete incoherence, frustration and despondency of the opposition leaders. Now, what did he exactly tell Rubika Liaquat? He said, I have never discriminated against Muslims, which is a fact. If you look at all the social welfare schemes of the government, Awas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana or Ayushman Yojana or Jan Dhan Yojana, what is the percentage coverage of Muslims? Way in excess of the percentage of the population in the country. They would range between 25 to well up to 35%. So where is the discrimination? But yes, if the Congress tries to take away the rights of the OBC and SC/ST and quietly give it to the Muslim community, that would be immense injustice to our weaker sections of society, the SC/ST and OBC. That would also be tampering with the Constitution, which is what the Prime Minister has been highlighting in his speeches. So what is there that the Congress is not able to comprehend? They keep saying that, we are running short of majority, South mein, they keep parroting these lines, South mein saaf. How are we saaf when in 4 of the 5 states, as you rightly pointed out, we stand to gain? In Telangana, in 2018 assembly election, we had 6% vote share. We ended up getting 4 Lok Sabha seats. This time we have doubled the vote share in the assembly, and this time we are doubling the number of seats in the Lok Sabha. In Andhra, we are gaining. In Tamil Nadu, we are gaining. In Kerala, we are gaining. Whatever minimal losses. So, I think the Congress is in a world of delusion. They need to come out of it. I think the Prime Minister's message should be appreciated. He was very spot on, and I don't see any place where, Tehseen should be upset with his comments.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just remind viewers.
He may be allowed to counter it.
The Congress party talks about, how it's the representative of diversity, especially Muslims in this country. Viewers, the number of tickets that the Congress has given to Muslims has come down from a high of 35 to 17 in just 5 years. Halved, viewers. The Samajwadi Party, contesting 62 seats in Uttar Pradesh, has filed just 4 Muslims as candidates, fielded just 4 Muslims as candidates. Mr. Rajagopalan, even in Wayanad, which is a Muslim majority, almost a Muslim majority, they say, seat, it's Rahul Gandhi who's contesting from there.
Very sad.
Mr. Rajagopalan, why?
Because Mr. Rahul Gandhi did not use Congress flag, Rahul Shivashankar. Very shame on the Congress party. Because of one particular community, one particular party would get offended. Can't you use Congress flag when you are going to file your nomination? Apart from that, Rahul, the report of Shamika Ravi of the Muslims is a mirror to the Congress and also to the persons about the minority community. Second, today your correspondent Rubika has grilled the Prime Minister, as Tasim has said. She gave a lot of questions and Mr. Narendra Modi answered it very well. That is also changed in 100 days. What you asked Mr. Sumant Raman and Tehseen Poonawalla, I say in 10 months and 100 days, what changed in Congress? Congress got lot of spokespersons and leaders crossing over to BJP. And second, Congress has become urban Naxals. Prime Minister has been saying for the last 3 years on the floor of the House, "Aapka pair se pisal rahe organization." And also, very categorically, Prime Minister said, "आप जमीन निकल रहे हैं आपका हाथ से." So these are all certain warnings. Despite that, he wants a proper opposition, but there is no opposition unity. What
Okay.
can you speak about that?
Tehseen
And
Kunal, a quick response on these points. Let me, please do listen to my question, then you can respond to them. Otherwise, you'll be off on your own tangent and I don't have all the time. Please. So let me just be very politely tell you, listen to my question properly. Do you accept that triple talaq, the banning of triple talaq was a liberating, emancipating legislation when it comes to women's rights? Yes or no, sir?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Which government, viewers, brought
Yes,
it
I
in?
do.
It was Mr. Modi's NDA. Who opposed it, viewers? Pretty much every party in the opposition, including the MIM.
But will I be allowed to speak, or you just
including
want
the
me as a
MIM.
punching bag
No, I'm
to
not.
make your
No,
point?
Nothing. I'm asking you the question now.
Only
Sir, allow me
punching
to
bag.
speak,
Pradhan
na?
Mantri
Because-
Awas Yojana.
because the other side has
Pradhan
never
Mantri-
stopped. Allow us to
Listen-
make our
listen
points.
to me.
We are
Listen-
equal guests on your show.
Sir, I beg your
No.
indulgence. I'm only
We are
asking you
equal
a
guests on
question.
your show. There are attacks on us.
Okay.
Allow us to respond.
Can I-
Not once
can I
was
at
Tween
least-
interrupted or Rajgopal. Allow us
Tehseen,
to
go ahead,
respond,
go ahead,
please.
go ahead. You make your
We are
point at
punching
length.
bags.
Thank you.
Go, make your point.
Thank
I
you.
won't even ask you a
That's all
question.
I just
You
want to
just
say to
only
you.
make points.
The
Go
Prime
ahead.
Minister. No.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The Prime Minister is clearly taking a U-turn.
Right.
On your show, you called me rhetorical, and I accept it. The BJP spokesperson said Congress will take the reservations from the SC/ST to quota and give it to Muslims. You never stopped him. Why? That's untrue. That's simply untrue. It cannot happen. If Andhra is 3.5 and Karnataka is 4%, sir, you have to allow me to speak. It's so unfair. Nobody stops. So please allow me to speak. If Karnataka has 4% Muslim reservation and Andhra is 3.5% based on OBC and caste and backwardness, Gujarat has 4.5% exclusively for Muslims. But the fact of the matter is that the Prime Minister not only perpetrated this lies, he goes on further to say if the Congress comes to power, there will be a Babri lock on the Ram Mandir. Nothing can be further than the truth. He said the laws will be changed. Why is the Prime Minister and the BJP not grilled on that? Even on this show, the perception is the Congress and Suman are against the Hindus and pro-Muslims, and that is what we are fighting against. We are fighting against calling us anti-Hindus. We are not. We are Hindus.
Viewers, not once, but the
I
former
am a
Prime
Hindu.
Minister
Who is going to
Dr.
give me a
Manmohan Singh,
certificate?
not once,
Can
but
I-
the
I'm not
former
asking
Prime
anyone for a
Minister Dr.
certificate.
Manmohan Singh expressly said the words that the Prime Minister has repeated, because at one moment in time the Prime Minister was there in his room when he made that speech to the NMC. So that's one point, viewers. Secondly, the quotas that we are talking about, entire categories of Muslims, the entire community is being given a quota in certain states like Kerala, etc. Are all Muslims backwards, viewers? And at whose cost is this quota coming? From those others who are entitled to quota. After all, there is a ceiling. So someone is losing their quota, viewers.
Can
It's
I-
a fact.
can I,
It has
Rahul, make
happened.
a
Yes,
point here?
yes, please go ahead. Please.
You know, Rahul,
Since
in
the questions
Bengal,
are not being asked anymore
in
on this show,
Bengal-
and people are just making statements like they're standing for a campaign
We have
themselves. It's
already
okay.
spoken
Go ahead.
about this multiple times.
Tween Sinha.
The
Yeah,
reservations for
Rahul,
Muslims are
in Bengal, 118 out of 169 communities in the OBC list belong to the Muslim community, because of which the NCBC had to step in, and the entire issue is mired in litigation. So the opposition parties are experts in manipulating this quota. But can I ask a very pointed question to Tehseen? You know, on page 8 of the Congress Manifesto, it is very clearly mentioned that the Congress will ensure equal distribution of equal participation of minorities in public works contracts. What are they trying to say? Will the bullet train contracts in this country, will the infrastructure projects in this country be awarded on the basis of religion now? I think you must explain these points. The Prime Minister has been very categorical, but I think it is the Congress party which has been intellectually dishonest so far.
Rahul, Mr. Tasim Ponawala did not reply.
May I
to my
reply?
question.
May I reply?
हाँ आप बोलिए सर. I'm not
May I
asking
reply?
you a question anymore.
Congress
Acha,
flag
let
was
Rajgopal-
let
Tasim
Rajgopal, let
Punawala
Rajgopalan ji
respond.
finish. Let Rajgopalan ji
Tuhin
finish.
Sinha asked you the
No, no,
question.
let Rajgopalan ji
पहले आप
finish.
मत कीजिए. Now answer.
I will.
I've not even asked you a question.
नहीं,
I've
I'll
left
answer.
you to
I'll
direct
answer.
this debate. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, please don't give me that honor.
No,
What
no,
I'm
please
just-
go ahead.
Thank you. Please
You're
don't
the
give me that
anchor
honor.
in chief,
Just-
sir. We are all here just making up the numbers. Go ahead.
Arey,
Please go ahead.
Rahul,
Please.
how can I ever take your
no,
position?
No, please
That's not the
go
point.
ahead,
Thank you.
my dear friend. Go ahead.
Okay, I am. Thank you, I am. The fact of the matter is that minorities stand for everybody from every community. SC, ST, linguistic minorities, sexual minorities. It's very clear in that manifesto. And yet, once again, to dog whistle, oh, minorities should get government contracts. Why should they not get government contracts? Just because somebody is a Dalit, he can't build a road? Or she can't build a road, or somebody is an OBC? ये कैसी मानसिकता है? इस मानसिकता के खिलाफ बाबा साहेब आम्बेडकर ने लड़ी थी. It's against this mindset Baba Saheb Ambedkar fought. And that feudal mindset showed just now on your show.
Right.
Just because somebody is an SC, ST, OBC, or a sexual minority, if somebody is from Delhi, he will not get a contract in Tamil Nadu because he's capable, because he's a linguistic minority. Why?
Okay.
That is what we are fighting against. One India we are
when
trying
the
to make, and that feudal mindset.
Okay, I need to wrap up. When the Prime Minister says that I didn't mean...
Rahul,
No, I didn't
apparently-
identify... One second. When the Prime Minister says I didn't identify Ghuspatia, etc. with Muslims, then that allowance is not given. Minorities is then only specifically viewed as Ghuspatia, the only Muslims. But when that word appears in the Congress manifesto, then it is an all-encompassing motherhood statement. Wow. Viewers, you're hearing the goalposts move, change, right live on TV. When one man says, when I mean Ghuspetias, I mean everybody that's getting into this country, no, it's only Muslims. When the Congress manifesto says minorities, it is an all-catching, all-inclusive phrase. It's not related to minorities. Viewers, that's the problem here. That's the problem. I bring you the hard facts, people bring you the rhetoric.